If you ever feel like you're on the Price is Right when pricing your web design proposals, just trying to guess the highest number that they'll say yes to without going over, I've got just the thing for you. Go to webdesigneracademy.com/proposal to get a free training where I break down the 5 subtle proposal mistakes even experienced web designers make that have them leaving literally thousands of dollars on the table, and find out what to do differently so that you can charge 2 to 3 times more for work you're already doing. To get your hands on that free training, just go to webdesigneracademy.com/proposal, enter your name and email address, and I'll send you all the details. That's webdesigneracademy.com/proposal. Are you running your business on empty and telling everyone you're fine? I just recorded my April 2026 income report for the Profitable Web Designer podcast, and this one's a little different. As always, I share the numbers, the inflow, the outflow, but I also get into what happened when I'd been grinding for months, had a bigger than expected tax bill, what a real enrollment season looks like outside of the pandemic highs of yesteryear that my brain keeps chasing, and the unhealthy patterns that I keep repeating at the start of every year, overworking, not asking for help, minimizing my body's signals, and just powering through until I ended up in the emergency room. And I share the moment that my team finally said, we need to talk. So go listen to episode 196 of the Profitable Web Designer podcast after you listen to this clip, because if any of this sounds familiar, you need to hear it probably just as much as I did. So I really wanted to do that trip, and I'm so glad I did, because Lee and Erica basically had an intervention with me on that trip. They saw me putting the weight of the world on my shoulders. They saw me over the months not letting them help me. They saw me closed off to new ideas out of fear and worry. And then when I was like, oh, by the way, I'm in the hospital and I hope I'm going to get clearance from my doctor to still come on this trip, they were like, okay, like, something's got to change. And so they had an intervention with me, and they were like, look, these are the things that we want to take off of your plate. These are some theories we have about what we can try to make things easier. And we need you to let us do these things for you and not try to meddle or take them back over or whatever when you feel out of control or worried that they're not going to work. You need to trust us and let us help you. And that's kind of the whole theme of everything that I learned throughout this, is that I refuse to let people help me to my own detriment. I think most exemplified by the fact that I wouldn't even push a call button to have a nurse come unhook me so I could go pee. But also just in being like closed off to people's advice and suggestions when they could help me, not allowing my team to step in and do things that I feel like, well, no, it's my business. It's my responsibility to do those things. I don't want to put that on you, and carrying like way too much of a load that's not always all mine to carry, and not letting other people help me. So when they made the suggestions to me of what they wanted to help with, I literally started just bawling. I felt like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders that I didn't even know I was there. The suggestions that they had made were things that I had never even considered before. And it just like unlocked this part that I'll still be exploring over the next several months of like, oh, how I have been doing things is what's keeping me hustling and stuck. And that's driven by my thoughts. How I've been thinking about things drives my feelings, creates my actions, determines my results. And my result has been the same result regardless of how much effort I'm putting in. And then feeling tired and burnt out and sometimes resentful for how hard I'm working, and thinking like, no matter what I do, nothing's working, and getting like really defeatist, which I don't like telling you guys that, because It makes me feel guilty because I feel like, oh, I'm so ungrateful, but I'm not ungrateful. I was just hurting. Like I was just in a bad place and I didn't know it. And then like when I'm in that bad place, then I'm like, well, you should be grateful instead of being like, no, you need help. And I just couldn't see it. So I couldn't see it.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.